Hey guys, welcome back to the Extraordinary Expletive. Today is a special day. You have your boy J Dubs over here.
Kenny G's on this side, and at the end of the table, tearing down that wall, we have Mikel Russell.
How's it going?
It's Mike Russell. For you guys that don't know, we call him Mikhail Gorbachev. Mike actually did our intro song for our YouTube video, and not in a band yet. However, he does write and play all of his own stuff and record everything. Got a couple songs up on SoundCloud, I do believe, right?
Yeah, I got 4, I think.
That's pretty sweet. So, yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, what were you saying earlier?
We didn't
even ask him.
Yeah, he was
just kind of
listened
approached
to
me.
our theme, and he was like, "Well, no, he just sent it to you." He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I made
No,
your
he-
new theme,"
Yeah.
He asked me first. He's like, "Hey, do you care if I redo that?" And I was like, "No,
and he just
go
did
for
it.
it."
Yep. Yeah, I was just sitting there listening and to your guys' podcast, like on the YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna do this.
So
Yeah. He asked me, he's like, "You want me to do it different, or like you want the same notes?" I was like, "Hey, same vibe." And then it was almost like you took like LaCroix and just added some alcohol to it, and then it was badass.
so you just you recorded the guitar and the bass, and
Yeah.
then used a drum machine
Yeah.
to do the.
Yeah,
Okay.
I programmed the drums myself.
Okay. So, are that like an auto thing, or did you?
Well, I mean,
Do you do it like? Do you basically what I'm asking is like, do you do you're like, okay, here's bass, snare, bass, snare,
Oh, yeah.
like clicking it,
Yeah.
or is there like an automatic like
there's
like, I'm looking for a 4/4 count. Hey, this matches. you know?
Yeah, I can in the drum program I use Easy Drummer. There's built-in MIDI packs, and basically, I can search for a certain type of drum beat that I want, and
Okay.
So it's an already built drum beat
it's
then?
already built. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can actually it's really cool. I'd have to show you guys sometime, but basically there's literally a virtual drum set, and you
Okay.
can change out the drums, change out the cymbals to different sounds, like change the pitch, all of that. And then there's a search engine where it's built in, so you can search for certain styles of music, or if you want like a 4/4 beat, or some kind of swing beat or something like that, you can search for it, and it's already built in. But most of the time I just click my own stuff in and build my own drum beat.
Okay, yeah. So that's what we were discussing earlier. You said you like click them. Now, do
Yeah.
you actually click on the virtual drum set, or are you just picking, snare, hi-hat, snare, hi-hat?
I have to click snare, hi-hat, snare, hi-hat.
Oh,
like
that sucks.
I mean, can you just be like, okay, here's a hi-hat track for like this measure, and then here's the snare part, and then here's the bass part, or do you have to like be like, okay, for this first beat we're gonna do the hi-hat, hi-hat bass, then we're gonna switch to hi-hat snare, hi-hat bass, or do you?
Well, okay, so you can you still have to click in every single one.
Right, but I'm asking like, can you just do all? Can you just be like,
You
here's a
just
whole hi-hat?
Yeah, fill in your whole first line of
Do
hi-hat.
my
Yeah,
yeah,
you
okay.
can do that. Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's-
a lot of times, like, I mean, I obviously like a drum beat that it's most of the time it's kind of repetitive. So you can just copy and paste
Okay.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the verses are the
Yeah,
same.
a lot
And,
of 'em.
I mean, even with drumming as a whole, it's the feels that get you, because verses and choruses are, just basic count. But then whenever you get to like the fills and stuff, it's stupid.
Yeah, like think about like metal music that's super heavy, like you get into hardcore or like deathcore. If they didn't have those drummers, it wouldn't be as heavy, in my opinion.
No, no. You
Yeah.
think about if you listen to the song "Ocean Planet" by Gojira, like it's real basic, just like a 4 count. But then like when he does all those fills, it's stupid.
Yeah, like in Toxic Garbage Island, like that's do-do-do-do-do-do, dun-tsh. You're like, where the fuck did that?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a good thought.
Yeah. Metal drummers definitely.
Metal drummers are what make the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
People can say what they want about guitarists or singers, but it's a lot of it's like drum heavy. Like
That's the backbone of the whole band. I
Yeah.
mean,
if you're a fan of Animals as Leaders, like there's somebody you could talk about guitar wise, like you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
for them to play that music and like Matt Garsko to play drums to that, blew my mind. Like I went and seen them. I've seen them 3 times, and it's nuts to see Toes and Shred.
Yeah.
But watching Matt keep time with what they're doing is just the dude's got 2 brains, man.
I mean, look at Dillinger Escape Plan as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
that whole band, you're like, what the fuck are they doing?
And then
I've always described them as that band you have to listen to like 5 or 6 times.
just to
And then
understand.
one day you're like, I get it. I like this now.
It's like the second time you watch Donnie Darko, you're like, oh, motherfucker.
Holy shit.
It's like every time you watch The Big Lebowski, you notice like 3 more things. You're like, wow, I never noticed that part before.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's
fuck.
like a part in that movie too where, oh god, I was just watching it whenever my friend's house to hang out with him, and like, well, it was his parents' house. They have like a bar in their shed, and I went to their shed because he was like, hey, I'm hanging out in the shed, and I come over, and it's like dark, and he's just sitting there watching The Big Lebowski, and he's like, man, you're treating objects like women, man. I'm like, that's such a good line. Why have I never noticed that before?
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, you can use that now.
I will. Yo, man, why you treating objects like Kenny's mother, man?
Jesus.
Oh, no. What's her name? Okay.
Oh man.
So, Mike, how long have you actually been playing music?
That's kind of. I actually started when I was like 13, but I didn't really get into it until I was like maybe 15.
Yeah.
I kind of begged my parents, like, can you get me a guitar? Like, you know, kind of like the story that everybody tells, but.
What made you really get into music though?
Honestly, I don't know. Ever since I was a little kid, music's just been, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Was it like a copy of Creed's Human Clay
No.
that got you into it?
No.
Josh was looking at me so hateful. Like, he's like, I have 3 copies of Human Clay.
Yeah, dude. I have a signed vinyl. What the fuck?
No, but, I mean, growing up, like, I played a lot of Guitar Hero, and I feel like that maybe sparked it, because I was like, you know, like, this is cool and everything, like, playing these songs, but, like, I'm not actually playing them.
Yeah, and I mean that game's cool as fucking all, but we had a mutual friend back in high school who's like amazing at guitar, and we had him play Guitar Hero for the first time, and this motherfucker couldn't even get past medium. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
It's a different beast.
Yeah.
I went, after I learned guitar, like, for real, I tried going back and playing Guitar Hero. I could not do it.
Yeah,
seriously.
it's just button mashing. You just gotta match it up.
Our friend Cole is like the only person that's actually good at guitar and good at Guitar Hero. Like, he can like smash all the songs that's on Guitar Hero, and then he used to have it on YouTube. He was doing a cover of Polaris by the Human Abstract.
Nice.
I mean, he was you could tell he was off in parts, but like, that song's still stupid to play on guitar.
Yeah.
The Human Abstract as a whole is just really good guitar work.
Oh, dude, I love them. There's this guy
Rip.
I watch on Twitch. His name's Sam Zeldin, and all he does is live stream guitar, and he'll do song requests, everything by ear. Like, he's like, you type it in, and he'll like do warm up songs and shit. He usually gets a little drunk, drinks coffee and shit, and just bullshits with you. But like, he'll do covers of shit. Like, he doesn't know how to play it, so he just finds the key and then gets it, and then he'll just throw in his own improv solos and shit. The dude's got a rack of like 7 guitars. And like, okay, well, I need this one for this guitar. He picks it up. This one's in drop B. Like, it's nuts, man. But
Yeah, I watched this guy on YouTube, and I think he's on Twitch too. I'm not sure. He does some live stream stuff. The Do, he kind of does the same thing. Like, he literally, like, he'll just go on like Omegle. It's funny. He does videos. He goes on Omegle, and he'll just literally like go through and be like, hey, what do you want me to play? And then they'll just like blurt out something random, and then he's like, all right, give me a minute, and he does exactly that.
that's sweet.
He looks up the song, and he's like, okay, I got it.
Is Omegle like chat roulette?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's like some, I mean, like, it's funny. He'll go through it. Like, there's a lot of dudes that like jerk off on there.
Okay, it's like chat roulette. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he'll like go through, and he's like, yeah, that's dude. We're gonna keep going.
You should at least ask him, hey, man, you want me to play you a song?
Sometimes he does. There was this episode. he was like, a lot of people aren't staying because I'm not a chick. So he like blew up some balloons, put them in his shirt, and, and people started staying because he had boobs.
That's the thing with Twitch, dude. That's what we call it, titty streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like a chat roulette thing. One time in college, me and my buddy were gonna study for a history exam, and then we were like, we'd study for like 5 minutes, like let's go on chat roulette, and then we made a giant marker board that was like dicks, and we had like all these tally marks, probably like 15 or 20 of them, and we were like titties, and there were none, and we came to this girl, and she like looked at the screen, she's like, show us her titties, and then left, and we're like, yes, we have one titty to like 15 dicks.
She only showed you one titty?
No, I mean,
you should have put
she
two tally marks in.
She showed us both of her titties, but it was only one set of titties.
Oh, I get it.
We didn't put tit, we put titties.
Oh, okay, okay.
Jesus.
Jeez. My house is loud. It'll change soon.
Please pardon, I have to take care of something.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, man.
Oh, man.
So have you ever thought about, like, just going to, like, an open mic night or something and trying your hand at that?
I've actually been asked to do them, and I just don't really see myself doing that, because a lot of the times, like, when you go to an open mic night, it's usually, like, some jazz player or, like, a country
some guy with an
artist or
acoustic
something.
singing.
Like,
If I go there and try to shred in front of people, everybody's just going to be like,
you're going to melt some fucking faces, though.
I don't know. I went, there's this place up the road, Jay Hicks on the Square, and they used to have open mics every Tuesday.
Yeah, that's where I've been offered to go.
I went there one time, a guy brought his amp and a looper pedal, distortion pedal. He goes, hey guys, he's like, I don't really sing. I'm just going to play some stuff that I usually mess around with in my basement. And he just put a looper on and just, did some fucking solos and shit and played for 15 minutes and then went, sat down, and got a beer. I was like, that was cool. That was really different. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, though. You're going to have a majority of the crowd isn't going to be into it, but, like, you're going to have those few people that are like, fuck yeah, man, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
why don't you play Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls?
It's open mic. It doesn't have to be music. You can go up there and do comedy if you want. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. It's an open mic.
I'm going to go there and just fucking acapella, like, some old hip-hop.
You guys should just set up your podcast at an open mic.
That would be sweet as fuck.
Hey, guys, welcome to the Extraordinary Expletive here, live at G on the Square. Like,
Hey, what the fuck are you guys doing?
yeah.
Okay, and we got one fan in the back. Sir, is that a request? We're fishing for topics here. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say. Beer bottle comes flying by your fucking head. Get the fuck out of my bar.
Is that a song request?
Oh, man.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Bartender by Rehab. Oh, man. So, after you started playing, I mean, did you ever get interest in any other, like, instruments? You know what I mean? Other than guitar?
Yeah. I ended up buying a drum kit for, at the time, it was my band, because we had, like, this really shitty one.
Was it called Bloodstained Tears?
No.
Okay.
And the dude's okay. So my drummer at the time, he's 15 years old, and he's really good. The biggest issue was like he's still in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he still plays. He's actually doing some shows with his stepdad. But I bought that drum kit, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna learn. And then like I set it up, and like I can do some basic beats, but like I don't know, I just didn't really vibe with it, you know what I mean? Like guitar for me was just, I don't know, it just felt right.
Yeah.
Or I tried picking up the drums just cuz like it would help me understand like writing purposes, you know? Like if I'm writing a song and I get stuck, I just go jump on the drum kit, try to figure something out, but
Yeah.
it didn't really work out that way, so.
Yeah, I ended up buying a drum kit myself, and I got a bass. And it came a point in my life, like I always wanted to be a guitarist, and then once I started playing with other people, and I'd go to open mic nights and shit, and you see people jamming on everything, like, it was at that moment in my life, I was like, well, I want to be a musician, I don't want to be a guitarist, so that, like, there's been times I'll be at, like, little jam sessions at my buddy's house or something, and, like, if you can get up off the drum set and come pick the guitar up and shred it, and then that dude get on the drum set, like for instance, at Jay Hicks, the one day they had the whole band set up, and they're like needed somebody to sit in on drums. I was like, yo, I'll give it a shot. Like, I'm not that great. And like, I kept up and shit. We played like Stevie Ray Vaughan and some blues stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to get that experience. And like you said, yeah, it's awesome to learn from that other side. Like, oh, okay, now I see what he was doing.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest issue is like I want to learn how to play piano and stuff like that, but I have no clue about music theory.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
And like I've tried learning, but it just like I don't know. I feel like it would kind of take away from my creative ability in a sense. Not so much that like I would be a better player, but like whenever I go to write songs, I play what I think sounds good. I don't go like, oh, maybe like an F flat will sound good here, or like, I feel like I'd be that kind of person.
Yeah, it becomes snobby, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, on the other hand, having that education and know, okay, well, I'm playing in a key of A major.
Yeah.
Like, I can drop this down to a fifth or whatever and, go from there. It's easier to find solos and shit.
I did music theory in high school and stuff.
So what are you doing then? Why aren't you playing guitar?
Because I'm a piece of shit. I don't know. Jesus. I don't think it would make you more snobby because, like, with me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take music theory. And then I really got into fucking Waka Flocka Flame. So, and Waka Flocka, it's not really good music, but I fucking love it. So
He goes hard in the paint, dude.
he goes really hard in the paint. Bitch, you stank. What the fuck you think? He's all about the hype, too, because he's even said, like, what was it in the
Squad!
was it in the Wild Boy music video by MGK? No, it wasn't. I think it was an interview he was doing. They're like, Waka, do you think you're the best rapper? He's like, nah, I'm just all about the hype. And I'm like, yeah, yeah.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
There's this YouTube video, and it made me laugh my ass off. I don't know why. I just find humor and stupid shit like that. But it was like a bearded dragon or some type of lizard like that, and they put a mouse inside the tank for it to eat, and then like it's like sitting there in the corner, and then like the lizard looks at it, and then this Waka Flocka song comes on, and he goes squad, and he like runs over and grabs him, and he's like, here come that bullshit, and just starts fucking swinging him around. Like, he's killing it. But dude, I was dying. Like, I cried the first time I watched it. I'm like, this is so awesome. Like, it was literally hype. They hyped the fuck out of that mouse dying, man. Like, it's insane. Oh boy.
Jeez. So have you ever thought about like trying to do another band? Like, what would you want to be like a founding member of a band, or would you just look to join a band and like?
I either or. I mean, I'm trying to start a band. I'm trying to join a band. Something.
I mean, not trying to be mean here, but I was gonna talk to you about it, especially because our schedules are the same. But it'd be sweet, like, listening to your stuff that you send me and then coming back. I'm like, dude, we got really similar writing styles, so we could get something going here.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I've got a drummer on standby and a bassist, but we just need some vocals.
Yeah.
In this,
Just remember that the Smashing Pumpkins started with just Billy Corgan and a drum machine. That's my one per episode. My one random fact that I fucking know.
Nine Inch Nails started with just Trent Reznor.
I was going to say Trent Reznor.
Still just Trent Reznor.
It's still just Trent Reznor, and no one knows who the fuck his backing band is.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
Yeah, why is this motherfucker feuding with Fred Durst? Like, what do they have against each other?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm always down to play music. I haven't played a show yet. I've always wanted to.
There's a certain like fear that I didn't believe about. Like, first time I went to go play open mic, I stood up there, played a song that I've played all the time. Like, I played Simple Man by Skinner, and I just froze, and I couldn't remember the note. And I was like, oh my God. And then, like, embarrassed as shit, like, walked away, and ended up going back to my hotel room that night because we were at a work thing in Carolina, and I picked up my guitar and played it perfect on the bed. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah.
So stage fright's definitely a real deal, man.
Real.
But, I don't know. Once you get, like, Busco, if you listen to our episode with him, he told me it best. He says even now, like, whenever he goes to play a show, he still has butterflies like crazy, but he's like, it's that first song. Once you get through it, then you get this feel, and he says he's in the moment right after that.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that we're in the front row, though.
Yeah,
Sometimes being
screaming.
like, you're a piece of shit,
Your
Dave.
music sucks.
Yeah, play another shitty song, you fag. Like, just,
You should probably just play something else.
just really hateful things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me.
But I think that would actually help, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, shaking nerves a tad bit.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
laugh it off like these douches.
He's
you
like,
know?
I'm playing for these three guys who are just talking crap on me the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I went on a cruise with my parents like after I graduated, and they had this karaoke thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So
Karaoke is for drunk white bitches and not musicians.
it was more so to see how I would do in front of people. You know what I mean?
Oh, and old people who
Did
like
you
the
sing
song
Down
Copper.
with the Sickness?
No, I sang "Memory Remains" by Metallica.
Oh, nice.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it should have been Lars. There, I don't know if you ever seen it. There's a T-shirt. It's a picture of Lars Ulrich and Cliff Burton next to each other. It says it should have been Lars.
It should have been. No, but there was a lot of people there. I mean, it was in the middle of the ship, and there was like balconies of people watching me.
Did you
And-
botch it?
No, I did pretty well actually, but then after I was done, like, I went to go meet up with my brother, but I was like, oh no, I went back to my room and threw up. Like,
Really?
yeah, I did not feel good. I was so nervous. It was bad.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, so you sang it.
yeah, I did.
Did you do the
Yeah,
all
Yeah.
the O's and stuff?
yeah, yeah,
Whiskey and Jarro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was good.
Yeah, you should hear this dude, man. He'll send me Snapchats sometimes. We'll just like do screams back and forth. And you hear Mike's voice when he's talking, and he's like, "Hey, check out this new guttural I just did." And I was like, "Holy fuck, Mike!"
Yeah.
It's like watching Coulter Wall. Like if you see him as a person, and then the voice that comes out of him, you're like, "The fuck."
Look at me, Josh. I'm pre-surgery, Ollie Sykes. Like,
Ryan Fife, he showed me this band, Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like I've ever heard before. And
It's-
like he told me that he discovered them when he was like 13 years old, and he was just sitting there like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah, that's you gotta grip your couch or something the first time you hear that.
Yeah. So,
have you ever heard of I Wrestled a Bear once?
what?
You ever heard of I Wrestled a Bear once?
No.
They're this kind of avant-garde grindcore band from like the early 2000s, and they had
Like mid-2000s.
Yeah, they had like a chick lead singer, but she did like the deepest growls.
Really?
She was nasty, that super high screams. They do blast beats, and then all of a sudden they just break off into this opera. She sang that too, you know what I mean?
Holy
And
shit!
it was weird. They had some funny shit too.
Remind me, I have to show you something when we're done with this.
Hey,
It just came to me.
you gotta
I'm
show
sorry.
me. You gotta show me something when you're done with this.
Okay, okay.
But they did weird stuff too. Like I think that's what's awesome. They have a lot of fun with music, and like right after this whole opera breakdown, you just hear this harp going, and then it stops, and the Dixie horn from fucking Dukes of Hazzard. And then this fucking heavy ass fucking breakdown comes in right after it, and I'm like, that was sick, fuck, dude.
So what would you say would be like, just give me three bands.
3 bands.
Just give me 3 bands.
Trivium.
Yeah, Trivium.
I asked him.
Oh,
Metallica, Megadeth.
You can't put Metallica and Megadeth in the same list.
that's like
just
having
did.
Dave Mustaine in the same band as
Yeah.
fucking Lars Ulrich or James Hetfield
No, I
or Kirk
seriously.
Hamlet. It doesn't happen.
Megatalica.
Metallica.
I mean, Metallica is probably what got me into
Metallica
metal.
is the gateway drug for
It
everybody.
really is. But like, I really started doing research on Metallica, and then I discovered Dave Mustaine, and I was like,
This is why he wrote the Call of Cthulhu. Okay.
So I was like, you know what, I'll check out Megadeth, and like, I like to start from debut albums up to see how they progress,
Yeah.
and
Don't waste your time with every Metallica album after the first 4.
yeah,
Once you get to Injustice, just stop. You're
Injustice is probably my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though they fucked Jason Newsted?
Yeah, but okay, besides the mixing and the mastering of the album, I think it's probably their best written album.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I just seen something today. I think it's like today or this month. I think that's 30 years ago they released that.
Yeah, it would have been because it came out in '89.
Yeah.
Because the Black Album came out in '91,
Mm-hmm.
and Master of Puppets was '85.
86.
86. Master of Puppets is widely regarded as like the greatest metal album of all time.
Yeah.
And listening to it is, I can say, yeah, it's really good, but
Yeah.
not my favorite.
I don't know. It seems like, so Master of Puppets, of course, it's an amazing album, okay? But to me, I think Justice is the best album because it's their fastest, heaviest album. And I think it's really...
It's so long, though. Every
It
song
is.
on that album is like, hey, we're going to have this 9-minute long song. So if you guys... We actually, going down to college, whenever I first started going to Cal U, me and my roommate Tyler, we'd just ride in his S10. He'd come pick me up when we go down, and we'd come home together, like every couple weeks or whatever. But his CD player was broke, and Justice for All was stuck in it. So every time we would ride together, it would just be like, all right, we're going to listen to Harvester of Sorrow. I'm like, that's what we're about to hear. And actually, we went bowling one time at 10 Pin Alley in Hermitage, and John Emery, he played, it was Harvester of Sorrow he played, but he accidentally played it twice in a row. So because he didn't think it, like, took it the first time, so he played it again.
Oh.
So for, like, 20 minutes, you just heard Harvester of Sorrow. And they have all those all those stoppages and, like, the breakdowns and stuff, and, like, the fades in, so it would, like, fade out, and that would just come back, like, and I'm like, these people are probably so pissed right now because they thought the song was over 20 minutes ago, but it's still going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, in my opinion, that's their best album.
What made you like Trivium so much, though? Because for me, Trivium's always been kind of the band that they were always right there, but they never quite made it over the hill.
Have you listened
They
to
were
their
always
recent album?
No.
You should, because it's way different than their other stuff.
That's what I tell people about, like, Machine Head's The Blackening, and they're like, nah, man.
No, I like that band. Machine Head?
But I mean, they made 2 masterpieces in a row with The Blackening and Into the Locust, but like, everything else is take it or leave it with me. Because whenever I heard those 2 albums, I'm like, Jesus, this is like the best metal ever.
Yeah. And
then you hear their other albums, they're like, meh.
Yeah. But Trivium, I mean, I can't say that I have a song that I don't like. I'm serious. They're my favorite band.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the first person I knew that was that big. Everyone else is like, I love Trivium. They're my favorite opening act.
No, I went to a show. It's funny actually. You said that. It was Trivium supporting, or no, Sabaton supporting Trivium. Okay, Sabaton.
I've never heard of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe am I a piece of shit?
No.
Well, I mean,
No,
I am, but am I a piece of shit?
They
for not
make
knowing that?
they make like war metal.
Okay.
Like their theme is like World War II.
Oh,
what
that's
is
different.
war metal?
Like fight music. Like, you ever listen to fucking Amon Amarth? It's like war music, but
it's kinda
Oh,
like that.
I just took that for like doom metal.
no. Fucking Amon Amarth sings. There's like Vikings and swords. And
Oh no,
fucking
that's Viking metal.
gods fucking battling, and you know.
I'm thinking the sword is doom metal.
Yeah.
Amon Amarth is
Viking metal.
Viking metal, which is now war metal apparently.
Viking war metal. You know, we'll add that to the list of
Yeah.
genres that we have. There's fucking a million of them.
PMS metal, like
Yeah.
Well, I went to the show and Sabaton came out and like everybody was there for Sabaton, not Trivium. I was there for Trivium, okay? And like Sabaton came out and it was like absolutely fucking crazy. I mean, everybody was just bouncing around and like it felt like you were in the ocean because of how much people were pushing and like it was just constant. But so Sabaton finished.
go.
Sabaton finished, and like half the people left.
Oh, well, I mean, at least you get a front row seat after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really shitty though. Like I would have stayed for Trivium.
Yeah.
Because I mean I've seen Trivium open up for probably 3 or 4 different bands. I'm like, fuck yeah, Trivium is awesome.
Dude, I fucking, like, off topic, but I remember going to see, like, I always, if I go to a concert, I don't give a fuck who else there to see. I'm going to stay and watch the other bands.
No,
you know what I mean?
and that's the thing too. It's like
I think I was talking to Busco. I was like, dude, there's this Coheed and Cambry show coming up. He's like, yeah, I want to go see blah, blah, blah. I don't think I'm going to stay for Coheed, though. I was like, what?
yeah,
They're fucking sick, dude.
yeah, no. I went and saw Third Eye Blind for the Xmas kick, or it's 105.9. The X had their Kick-Ass Christmas. Like, this is probably 3 or 4 years ago, and Third Eye Blind was headlining. And I mean, I'd already seen them one time, but I was like, all right, I want to go. But the Strokes were playing, and I don't know. Have you ever listened to the Strokes?
Yeah.
They're a British band.
Yeah.
I don't really care for their music, but I saw them live, and they are fucking amazing live. They're one of the best live bands I've ever seen in my life, and I would if someone was like, hey, I have tickets to go see the Strokes, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm going.
So my old boss, and this is off topic.
The thing was, though, was like everyone was there for the Strokes. Like, there were like women weeping in the front row, like, oh my god, I'm so happy to be here. And then, like, as soon as the Strokes left, like, they were out too. And like, we moved up like 5 rows, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to see the biggest band of 1999 now. So
my old boss, Brian Hoffman, he used to be in a band, quite good at it. He was a bass player and stuff, but they opened up for a lot of acts and shit like that. And they actually opened up for the Strokes the one time. And they had this thing, it was like, you know, whoever they were opening up for, they came out and they said, hey, we're blah, 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 and this is, and then they'll name one of their songs. Like, Brian says he comes out, and they're like, hey, guys, what's going on? We're the Strokes, and this is Juice Box. And then they, like, start playing their own shit. And he said after they were done with their set, the drummer from the Strokes came up, punched Brian in the back of the head. He's like, don't you ever fucking say you're Russ. I'm like, holy shit,
Oh
dude.
my god.
That got pretty intense real quick. Brian said he kind of shoved it off. Fucking sorry, dude. I didn't mean to offend you. It's crazy.
oh man,
But going back to Trivium, I seen them play 2 times, and it was at festivals, and they put on a really good show. Especially, like, they don't do a lot of crazy lights and stuff.
Yeah.
But the singer guitarist, I don't know his name.
Matt Heafy.
Yeah, he's very interactive with the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's always walking around on stage playing, shredding, and you're like,
He
okay, dude, sweet.
recently he's actually been jumping off stage and running into the pit and playing his solos in the pit.
I don't know why this reminds me of it. I just wanted to tell you guys, I think you'd appreciate it. But you were telling me your drummer in your first band was 15.
Yeah.
I forget which band it was. I can come back with this, and I'll Facebook you guys a video. It was nuts. But their guitarist was 17 or 18, and he wasn't allowed in the club.
I saw that video.
Dude, they gave him a wireless fucking adapter for his amp, and he just played outside on the sidewalk, dude.
Yeah, he was just jamming out on the sidewalk.
It was fucking crazy. Like, it was like, imagine how Susie Dogs is, how that window's right there.
Yeah.
You could literally see the band right behind him, and he's out there just doing hair spins, fucking shredding, dude. And he goes, I can't, is this on? He's like, fuck yeah, it is, dude. And he's like, all right, sick. It just keeps going. I was like, that's got to be the most kick-ass thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's sweet.
You're not going to hold us down, man. That's awesome.
I think the last time I saw Trivium, it was Slipknot's 2015 tour. Slipknot was headlining, Asking Alexandria, Motionless in White, and Trivium was the first act. And actually, every time I've ever had the opportunity to see Asking Alexandria, I have not seen Asking Alexandria.
Really?
It's been like 3 times. Like, because the one year they played at Mayhem Festival, and there was lightning. And they were like, okay, everyone leave. We'll let you back in. And they were like, okay, we're letting people back in now. And I was like, do you guys really want to see Asking Alexandria? Because I could take or leave. And they were like, no, we'll just sit out here and drink. So we just
I don't know what year you're discussing, but...
the year that Korn and Avenged Sevenfold played.
Okay, well, then that same year, I seen them, and Danny Worsnop was a drunken fucking mess when he came out, dude. Like, that show sucked. I've seen them
always
play
is.
4 times. I mean, I've seen him play 4 times. He's great. But, like, dude, he came out in, like, sunglasses, this baggy T-shirt. He didn't scream, nothing. He's just like, ah, in his high parts. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, now I know how people felt going to see fucking Sublime. You know what I mean? Like,
The
this
second
sucks.
time, with Alexandria, they were headlining at Club Zoo in Pittsburgh, which is like an
I
under.
saw them there too.
Was it Born of Osiris opened up?
I
Born
don't
of
think
Os-
so. No, because I seen We Came as Romans, and
Yeah, they were there too.
maybe I just missed Born.
Born of Osiris is the first band. Our friend Ryan Hoover was with us, and we were probably like 25, 30 feet back from the stage. And you know how they had that initial push? He made it to the front of the stage. I made it like 10 feet forward. He made it to the front of the stage. He was like right there. And then we left, and we were like, okay, let's just stop at McDonald's real quick, get a bite to eat. And then we ended up eating with Cameron Lausch, the drummer from Born of Osiris.
Oh, that's sweet.
He was the coolest guy. Cameron, if you see this, just say hello sometime. Jesus.
Saw, dude.
Yeah, he was like the coolest guy too, because there were these girls. They were like maybe 15 or 16 years old, and they saw our friend Ryan. And
Kenny's told this story before.
yes, but he had the fucking Born of Osiris shirt. They're like, "Are you the drummer?" He's like, and Cameron Lausch is like, "Yeah, he's a drummer. He kicked ass today. Like, yeah, he was a great." They're like, "Can we get your picture?" He's like, "Yeah." So he took a picture with these girls because they thought it was him.
That's funny.
So, random fact about Trivium. I think Mike knows, but did you know that they were actually on the video game The Sims? The Sims 2, when you turn the radio on, you put it on Rock Station, it was like Light the Flies by Trivium, but it's in Simlish, so he's just like,
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool, dude. I was like, what? It's like I knew the song. I was like, this is crazy. Okay, I could fuck with this. So they made it somewhere other bands did.
Yeah.
So other than like influences, like at what point did you feel you wanted to start recording your own stuff? Was it the band not working out thing? You know what I mean?
Well, it actually started with the band. Like a lot of my stuff was stuff that I had like showed the guys. I was like, "Hey, check this out," and then like we never did anything with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Well, I really like this," so I started
Side project.
Yeah, that's what it was, and then it just the band kind of fell apart, but then I just started continuing to write my own stuff. But,
Have you ever done any covers or anything like that, or?
just like a couple videos like I post on Facebook, and nothing like actually professionally done. Just like set up my phone.
Yeah.
And, like started playing.
You just set your phone. You're like, "You guys want to hear Jeremy by Pearl Jam?"
And then you just start playing like Light to the Flies. Like, joke's on you, motherfuckers.
I've been working on like some cover songs, doing full band covers. Like I'm gonna sing and stuff too, but I just like I get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good job with this, and then it's just like I'm getting bored with it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like I literally have been recording everything that like the band does. Like I rewrite the drums because I can't ever find like just solo drums or like here's the bass line. Like I literally have to learn everything and record all of it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with my experience with recording my own stuff, like that's a lot of time.
It is.
It is very time
Yeah.
consuming to do such. And
Yeah.
I see now why people actually like go to school to learn to use Pro Tools
Yeah.
and why it costs so much money to mix and master a CD. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
no fucking joke,
It's
dude.
a lot.
Like-
I am definitely still learning. I mean,
Do you have a soundboard?
No. No, I don't.
They make your life easier, but they are just like a pain in the ass to you. Well, they're not a pain in the ass, but it takes a lot of time to like get down to it to be like,
Yeah.
okay, we need to bring this down, put this. No, that's okay. Bring this one down, put this one.
I mean, there's a virtual one that I use, but
it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's definitely time consuming.
Yeah, I got one song I wrote, The Heavy Hands of Inebriation, and I put, and like no joke, like 6 fucking hours into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even finish with the drums or anything. I
Yeah.
just did guitars, bass, and vocals. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
And that's
'Cause there'd be-
quick. I mean,
there'd be
seriously.
so many times like I would just go to record and I'd fuck it up. I'm like, motherfucker. So you got to delete, redo it. Then you go in. I'm like, okay, well now my guitar is too high, so then I got to fuck with the levels. And then there's a certain point where I put like effects on my vocals, so you got to like bring in a line, draw it up, make it wet, and then come back down and put it back to dry. And it was extremely time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god, I didn't think it'd be that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I learned that it's best to like start with a template. Like I create like on a DAW, you can make a blank, so you set it up like exactly how you would want to record stuff, and like I have it set up like drums, bass guitar, guitar right, guitar left, vocals, and then like mono guitar, and then there's layers if you want to add them. So that way, like, whenever I open it up, I just start right there. And like
Okay.
all the levels should be where they're usually at and everything like that. But sometimes like if I'm messing with my amp or something, then the levels are gonna be off. But as far as like recording and everything, it's all right there whenever I open it up, and it's kind of nice.
It's one of those things though. Like actually making music makes you appreciate when you see stuff like, hey, this band wrote and recorded this entire album.
Yeah.
In like, 3 weeks. You're like, wow, it's great. Like Alice in Chains did Jar of Flies. They recorded it in a studio apartment. It was a little studio they had above. Forget somebody's garage. They had a little studio above it, and they recorded it in a week. They wrote and recorded like a 7-song EP in a week, which
Wow.
is retarded. Like, I can't believe like a band would do that, because once you start fucking around with music, you're like, yeah, it's easy. You just jam on some chords, and then this dude comes with the drums. Like,
Yeah, that's how it works.
it's not.
Believe it or not, Sublime did that in one day with their album. They actually broke into a studio.
They're
recorded.
the only album they've ever
Yeah,
had.
real shit.
Jesus.
Like, read about it. They broke into the studio, recorded an album, got a disc, and then bailed.
Oh my god.
Came back and fucking produced it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you guys are fucking badasses, man. You know what I mean? They definitely had a lot of stuff that was unreleased. You know what I mean? So they
At first,
went back in the studio album.
With Sublime, at first I was like, man, that's just like a band for people who like to do drugs. And then like the more I listen to Sublime, the more I'm like, okay, I like them. And then the more I hear about Sublime, like when you realize they've only had one album, when you realize that like, they broke into a studio. It's just stuff like that. The more you learn about them, the more I'm like, man, these guys were awesome.
Yeah, Brad was a fucking, he was big junkie and shit, but
I mean, that's what ended up ultimately taking
Yeah.
his life was
the heroin.
But yeah,
Yeah, they had a certain vibe they kept alive, and I was like, they still do it to this day. Like you say, one album, but there are multiple.
oh,
Sublime albums
there
now.
was like 17 songs off that first album.
Yeah, there's like a bunch now. Like,
Well, they've been Sublime with Rome for
yeah, no, I
'Cause
mean like
the
there's
original
like
Sublime.
2 to 3 actual Sublime albums with Bradley on it, whether it was unreleased stuff that came out after he died or not. But I was like, okay, like yo, these are sweet. Like you just find some shit and you're like, wow. Like
Yeah.
they have like random ones. Like if you ever listen to Rivers of Babylon by them, it's like them recording it with Bradley and somebody else playing on guitar in somebody's living room. Like, but it came out great. Like it starts out and everybody's fucking clapping in the beginning and they stop and
that
there's like
seems
6 people in the room.
That seems like something somebody on heroin would do. They're like, yeah, man, let's record the song in my living room.
This is another off-topic thing, but I feel like I want to bring it up because it was something I wanted to talk about. It was something I seen today.
My alcoholism.
Just bands that do cool shit, like with meaning, I guess. Dropkick Murphys played a show for
I
a
saw that.
3-year-old cancer patient right
yeah.
outside his fucking window.
Yeah.
Like, I got like goosebumps when I seen that. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it was Make-A-Wish Foundation or what, or if they just, somebody reached out to them and they came there right outside his window. Like, dude,
that's really cool.
that's the most surreal shit ever. I was like, wow.
That's like John Cena Make-A-Wish levels of cool.
Yeah.
John Cena's done like 800 Make-A-Wishes, in case nobody knew that.
I've seen him do the thing too where be somebody in there and they're trying to practice for something. They're auditioning, and then like John Cena actually bursts through the paper, and he's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Holy fuck!" Yeah, it's cool, cool people. So, you know, now that you have all this stuff wrote, do you feel like you're gonna try and get it out there? Because like right now, I mean, if go ahead, you're more than welcome to plug your SoundCloud. You know, drop a link.
Okay.
We'll leave it in the video too, so people can go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, I mean, my plan was to like actually record an album and kind of release it myself. It's just a matter of me being too picky on what songs I want and like finishing songs, certain ones, because like I'll get stuck on certain songs and I'd like, oh, this sounds really cool, and then like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like, but I do want to actually like release most of my stuff for people to listen to. I don't care if I make money off of them or anything. It's just I feel proud being able to say like, yeah, I made this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that's my biggest thing. Like, as much as it would be really cool to like make it big or something like that. Like, that's not what I'm about. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just
music for the masses, not for the money.
yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of you ever listened to Under Oath?
Under Oath? I have, but I couldn't get into them that much.
Well, their drummer, Aaron Gillespie, he started a side project, kind of like what you're doing, and he wrote his own guitar, vocals, bass, and drums, and recorded this album, and then released it, and then found band members, and then they became the Almost, and then they actually went on tour.
Yeah.
So like, the album came out, it was good, and he's like, "Fuck, I need people to play this." You know what I mean? I can't go on stage and do this live.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Like that's something that I'd want to do is like write the songs and like, but I as a musician, like I personally don't like if I'm in a band already, if somebody like writes a song like, here, this is what you have to play.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
I just went over, God, probably 3-4 months ago. My cousin Chris, he's like, "Hey dude," he's like, "I'm jamming with a couple of these dudes." He's like, "You want to come in and sit in on drums and just get a feel for shit?" And I was like, "Sure, you know, whatever." A couple old heads, you know.
Mhm.
Chris is older than me, and I go over there, I sit down, and next thing you know, I got a fucking guitar in my hands. I'm not even sitting in on drums, and the guy who was playing rhythm guitar is playing drums and fucking killed it. And I was like, what the fuck am I here to sit in on drums for if you guys got this dude? His name's Joe Fusco. He's amazing. But so this guy Kevin, he's the one, like, we're playing his songs. He didn't even show me what to play. And so I'm following along, you know what I mean? And he's like, okay, we're coming up to the solo. And Chris apparently knew the song, but I'm just trying to follow along with what Chris is doing. So, okay, we fucked it up apparently. He goes, "No, you guys are supposed to repeat and go back to this. You guys got to do this. What are you guys doing? It's the solo. It just makes sense to go back to this part." And I was like, "Motherfucker, you didn't even show me the whole song. I don't even know how it goes yet.
Yeah.
Like, you should have played it with them first and then let me fill in."
Yeah.
And it was a fucking train wreck. I was like, oh man, like right there, you get that one person who's super egotistical. You're like, all right, dude, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye. But yeah, I've had my experiences with that, and I don't know.
If you're in a band and like there's other musicians, I feel like,
There usually are when you're in a band.
well, yeah, I mean, like, but
Hey, what's up? I'm Mike. This is Chair.
I mean, like, I'll bring stuff, like, say I'll bring stuff to the band and be like, hey, I wrote this, you know. I always say, like, what do you think we should do with it? Like,
Do you guys like
do
it?
you guys like it? Do you think we should scrap it? Do you think, like, we should make some changes? Or, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not about to play a song that everybody else hates in the band.
Yeah.
Right.
There's this skit on I think it was a Family Guy episode. Ringo Starr from the Beatles comes up. He goes, "Hey everybody, look, I wrote a song." And they go, "Oh, good job, Ringo. We'll hang that one up on the refrigerator." like, like they fuck with that guy so much.
Yeah.
I think there was an interview. They're like, "So do you guys think that Ringo's like the best drummer in the Beatles or in the world?" And they're like, "No, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles." Like, it's like, man, y'all motherfuckers are mean.
Damn. So, Ride the Lightning or Kill 'Em All?
Ride the Lightning.
Peace Sells or Rust in Peace?
Ooh. Rest in peace.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, why would you take those two? Why Ride the Lightning over Kill 'Em All?
Because the fucking chair on the cover was sick.
Jeez. I mean, Kill 'Em All was a really good debut album, no doubt. But Ride the Lightning...
Kill 'Em All had more of that thrash element to it.
Yeah.
Metallica described it as they were too punk for the metal clubs, but too metal for the punk clubs.
Yeah.
With that.
So, what I like about Ride the Lightning isn't so much just the music. It's they were broke as fuck recording that whole album. Like, they slept in the studio. And to me, it seemed like being under those circumstances, like, it just came out in the music, and you can kind of feel it. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but, like, you can tell that, like, they put their heart into it.
What do you think is the best track off of Ride the Lightning?
Oh, there's a few. Trapped Under Ice is really good.
That's what I was gonna say.
Probably Creeping Death.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say. See, I don't agree with either of you. I do think Trapped Under Ice is really good, but I also would say Fight Fire with Fire, because it has like that acoustic part.
Yeah.
And that just comes ripping at you after that.
Yeah.
What about on Rust in Peace?
Rest in peace.
Why is it better than Peace Sells?
I just think it was a better album. I think it was written better.
Why was it better?
Marty Freeman for one.
Okay, fair enough.
He put his soul into all of those solos that he did. I mean, and most of them were improv. Like, he didn't just sit down and I need to figure out a solo for this. He just hit the record button and started playing.
Fuck yeah, that worked.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna assume that your favorite track off of Rust in Peace then is Hangar 18, since it had like 20 fucking solos.
No, actually, Lucretia or Tornado Souls.
Tornado Souls is mine. So
Tornado Souls, solo wise, is my favorite because that one for sure was.
It rips.
It was so good, and he improv that whole thing, like just off the top of his head. He just played it.
Because Hangar 18 is like, hey, do you guys like a solo? Because I have another one. And then when we're done with that solo, we're coming back with another solo.
Well, that was really cool because Dave Mustaine and Marty Freeman kind of did a guitar battle type thing on that song.
Yeah, they went back and forth.
They just went back and forth, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, that's why those albums are my favorite between those two.
The Black Album or Saint Anger?
I mean, that's
I take it back. Let me.
Saint Anger or Death Magnetic.
Can we do
would be better?
Reload or Load?
Load.
I'd have to say Load.
Yeah.
Load.
Garage Inc. or Saint Anger? The Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack or Death Magnetic?
Have you listened to Lulu?
What the hell is a Lulu?
It's an album that they did with Lou Reed.
Oh, yes.
It's fucking terrible.
Oh, my God. It is bad.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about.
It's fucking
It's like...
they literally just did it because it was Lou Reed.
oh, my God. Who am I thinking of now? Jesus Christ. This is going to bother me. It was... somebody did, a cover of a bunch of different metal songs. But I can't think of who it was. And it was horrible.
Sum 41.
No. You guys keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to discuss too. Just bring this to podcast too on local shit or not local shit, new shit to me. In the past week, I just recently discovered this new metal band. Go ahead.
It was Pat Boone. It was called In a Metal Mood.
Oh, I don't even.
Never heard of
yeah,
it.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, after I show you the thing I'm gonna show you. No, we're gonna. I'll show you the Pat Boone in a metal mood first. It's not good.
Okay.
But
Well,
you have to hear it.
you guys should check this out too. I'm gonna actually post them up on the E Squared page just
it
because.
Plinko?
No, it's a new band, and dude, they're doing it different. I was mind fucked when I first heard them. They're called Poppy.
Oh, I saw
out,
that. Yeah.
Dude, their new single is called Concrete, and it comes out, and this chick's like wearing like their videos are so visual, like HD. She's wearing all kinds of costumes. You don't see the musicians' faces or nothing. It's just this chick, and she comes out and she's like, "Bury me 6 feet deep, cover me in concrete, turn me into a street." And I was like, what? And then it goes, and then like out of nowhere, it just goes boom and pops into this K-pop breakdown.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yummy, yummy, yummy, fill my tummy." And like she's like singing, and then out of nowhere, there's this fucking breakdown in like drop A. It's like, doom, dum, dum, dum. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Holy shit! Like I was freaking out, dude. Like I was like, wow. And then like they come back and they go back into that first, like it's really good guitar work. They're like playing 7 or 8 strings, and I was like, well, holy fuck.
I was really confused. Like I went to their YouTube channel. Okay, and they just have like it's really weird. Okay, they have like 30-second videos, a bunch of them, and she's just saying like random shit. And I like it's really creepy.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
Why do you need a guitar that has more than 7 strings?
Well, typically people say more than 6.
Why do you need a guitar? Well, no, I mean I can understand you want the one deeper string, but I mean
It was the same with an 8 string. It's even deeper.
you don't need an 8-string guitar. At what point should you just start playing bass? Actually,
You ever listen to Buried Alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually think
When that guy picked up an 8 string, he reached his final form. It was
I actually
my
think
balls rattled, dude. I was like, oh my god.
I do say that, but I loved Gore by Deftones, and I'm pretty sure that he hasn't picked up a 6-string guitar since like '96. I think he actually has like a 9-string guitar, which is stupid.
Like what?
Why do you need that?
At some point, like your neck's just gonna snap from all the tension on it. Like, oh, this wasn't built for this at all.
No, I think 8, because he used to have a custom 6-string guitar, but then they discontinued it because he never played a 6-string guitar. He only played 7 and 8 strings. So.
Going back to Poppy, right? I looked into more of their shit. Watched them last night, and they got like this one song called "Choke," and their lyrics are fucking insane. Like she's just staring at the camera the whole time, like, choke, choke, choke,
Choke me.
and then like says some fucking crazy shit about demons and angels, and this person watching them, she's going insane, and the whole time like these lights are in the background, and then they just like fade in and get brighter towards the end of the video and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, that was nuts. They're like a metal version of Die Antwoord. Like they have that same kind of appeal, and I was like, what the fuck? There was another song called Ugly Mask.
And they are local?
No.
Oh.
No, I meant new. That's I said local on accident, but they just got accepted by some record company. I forget.
Sumerian.
Sumerian, there it is. Yeah, I follow Metalheads on Facebook, and they're like, yo, we welcome Poppy to the Sumerian Records fam. And I was like, what is this? I clicked it, and I was like, this is fucking insane.
Sumerian's up there. They're one of the best metal labels.
Yeah, I agree.
Sumerian, and then Roadrunner. And then pretty much everyone who left Roadrunner went to like Nuclear Blast, which is like Nuclear Blast pretty much like, hey, you were on Roadrunner 20 years ago. Come to us. That's why they have Slayer and Machine Head and all these other bands now.
We're good. We got it. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
So I think we've come to the time now where
Mikel's going to play for us.
Mikel is going to Gorbachev our faces off.
Yeah. He's about to break down these walls with his fucking riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, without further ado, we got to go ahead and set up. So give us a second, and we will be back with Mike Russell playing some original music.
Oh, yeah.
on the Extraordinary Expletive.
Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Russell here on Extraordinary Expletive. I'm going to play a couple songs for you guys that I wrote. This first one, this first one's called Acceptance.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mikel Russell here on the Extraordinary Expletive. That song was called Acceptance. Mikel, would you like to plug your SoundCloud really quick?
Yeah, it's just Michael Russell on SoundCloud. You'll see a picture of me. I got 4 songs up there right now.
How do you spell Michael?
Mikel.
Mikel. He's going to play one more for us. What's this one called?
Confined.
Everyone, that was Mikel Russell here on the Extraordinary Exclusive. Mikel, take us away.
Hey guys, have a good one.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
And pardon my hands.